Welcome to the Clarity 16.1 Supportability and Feature Training Session. My name's Catherine Ellis and I'm a Product Manager with Clarity. Clarity 16.1 Project Copy. What's new? A global access right is now available. Along with this new right for project managers that have the appropriate access to booking resources and other access rights for creating sub-level records, a new project can be created as a copy of an existing project. Requested through the Customer Innovation Program, the ability to copy projects is important for creating a new project with the same related data as existing projects. This will drive user adoption for project managers using Clarity. The administrator will find a new global full license for Project Copy available to grant to resources directly or through security groups. This right controls the access to the copy action. If a user does not have this new right, the copy action will appear disabled within the project workspace. Additional permissions are required for the copy action to complete successfully. The action can be found on the timeline, board, or grid within the project workspace. To ensure a successful copy, the required fields on the source project and sub-objects have been populated by the project manager based on the configuration requirements and the project manager having permissions to create records for all related sub-object modules in the project. When the project manager selects the copy action, the Copy Project modal appears. This modal is not configurable through a blueprint. At a minimum, the name field is automatically shown with the word Copy prepended to the name of the source project. If the project ID field is auto-numbered, the field is hidden. If the required fields on the source project are not populated, they are pulled into the modal automatically. It will show studio required fields and project-specific blueprint required fields if the source project does not have values entered. Sub-object required fields are not shown on the modal. If there are studio required fields not filled in for any stock or custom sub-objects, the copy action will fail. Any locked project cannot be copied. For example, a project currently in the tentative schedule mode. The source project will try to obtain a lock to process the copy action, and if it is already locked, the copy action will fail. A toast message will pop up to indicate success or failure. For failures, a notification will also appear in the user's notification list. Success or failure of the project copy action depends on a few factors. The source project should not be locked before initiating the copy. It will get locked during this process, and if it is already locked, it will fail because it can't obtain a lock. When making a copy, the application will create new records for the project and the related sub-object data. The project copy permission automatically grants permission to create the project record, but the project manager also needs to have create permissions for each sub-object where there is data to copy. For example, if there are staff members on the source project, the project manager needs the appropriate resource booking rights. If there are records for other sub-objects, such as RICs or custom sub-objects, a create permission is required to create the records in the new project. When using the project copy action, it is assumed that all required fields are filled out before initiating the copy, especially for any sub-object records. The Copy Project modal only presents the manager with the required fields missing data from the source project only for the project object. Sub-object required fields are not shown. Details for the failure can be found in the background log file. When copying a project, you get a bit more data than what you would get when you create a new project from a template. On the left are items that are copied over from the source project. Things on the right are not copied, such as actual transactions, conversations, source project audit trail entries, and action items. The new project is not automatically starred or added into a roadmap or hierarchy where the source project might reside. Using the copy also preserves some data that is not done when creating a new project from template. Dates are retained in a copy versus a template where the user can specify a new date range for rescheduling the project. The status or state of tasks and assignments are copied over without resetting them to not started. To-dos due date, open, completed, and block states are copied over as is. I'll demonstrate how our Clarity administrator, Ian, will update a security group to provide users in the group with access they need to copy a project. Then we'll see how Dana, a project manager, can copy one of her existing projects. I would like to introduce you to Ian. He is the Clarity administrator. With the release of 16.1, new functionality has been provided to allow project managers the ability to copy their projects. To activate this feature for the manager, Ian will add the new access right to the System Security group. Let's log in as Ian and look at the steps to set up this permission. Before we add the right to the security group, we'll look at where the copy action shows up disabled for Ian, because he does not have that right granted to him. From the project workspace grid layout, the action is visible from a right click, but it is disabled. If selecting a project using the checkbox selector, you'll see that the copy action is not listed in the action bar at the top. From the board layout, clicking on the three-dot action menu, you'll see that the copy action does not show up. And from the timeline layout, a right click shows the copy action, but it is disabled. Now, Ian will log into Classic Clarity Administration and add the right to the Project Governance Security group. Within this group, we can see there are a few resources, such as Dana and Patrick. We know they are project managers. From here, we'll add the new right, Project Copy. This is a global right. Now, all the users that belong to this group, the next time they log in, will have the ability to copy a project. Dana Lewis has been granted the project copyright, which now provides her with the permission to select the copy action in the project workspace. In this demonstration, you will see how Dana can copy an existing project and view the details in the new copied project. After Dana logs in and navigates into the project workspace, we'll see that there are different areas in which she can pick the copy action. From the timeline, using the right-click action, the copy action is available for her to click. If we go to the grid, the same thing. You can right-click and copy the project. Or you can check the checkbox selector and you'll see the copy button is enabled for this one project. If you select more than one project, then the button is disabled because you can only copy one project at a time. The other thing is on the board. In the board, you can copy the project using the action menu from the three dots, and you'll see the copy is enabled. Let's go back into the grid and take a look at some things here. The My Working List is a pick list for projects. So if we open up the view options and look at our pick lists, you can see that there is a pick list named My Working List. So this particular project is associated with a local pick list. When we copy the project, this will copy over as well. Let's go inside the project and check to see what records are there and to check and see if Dana has the access right to create records. She will need to ensure that she has the access to create records for all the records that exist in this project. So within the Tasks module, you can see that she has the ability to create new tasks. The Tasks also has a local pick list called Owner. This is not the same as the stock task owner attribute. And we can verify this by looking at the Manage Pick List. You can see Owner. And if we open this up, you can see that it has all of these values. So this information should get copied over when we do the copy. You can also see that there is a task that has a conversation. Conversations are not copied over. So if we were to look at this particular task, you would see that there is a conversation. Let's check the Baselines module. Within the Baselines module, you can see that she has the ability to create baselines. Within the Financials, you have cost plans, budget plans, and benefit plans. And this particular project has some actual transactions. When we copy the project, we are not going to copy these transactions because they are specific to this particular project. In the Staff module, you can see that Dana has the ability to add staff. And this is because she has the appropriate resource booking rights. The booking rights allow her to create records for the Staff module. You can see that there are some items starred or favorited and some items that have conversations. Those will not be copied over. If we look at assignments, you can see that she has the ability to create assignments. And there are a couple of starred items here. She has a checklist with some to-dos. And if we look at the to-dos module, you can see that there are multiple to-dos across the project for things like risks and tasks. And we saw in the checklist that there were some to-dos there. So we do have some risks, and you can see that she has the ability to create risks. And she has the ability to create issues. And status reports. She has a total of 2 status reports here. And some links are on this project. And conversations. Conversations are not copied over, so when we do the new project, we should expect to see no conversations. And she has some document folders with some documents. And then the last tab is just a punch-out channel to Classic Clarity. So let's go back out into the grid and let's create a new project. So we can do the right click here and pick copy. Now, because Dana has done a good job in updating all of the required fields based on the blueprint or required fields defined in Studio, we do not have any additional fields on this modal. At a minimum, she'll see the name of the project with the word copy pre-appended to the front of the name. If the system was not configured for auto numbering on the project ID, you would see the project ID field here, and it would force Dana to put in a project ID. However, in her company, they have enabled auto numbering, and so the field is hidden because it will automatically be generated. So let's change the name of this. We'll remove the word copy and we'll put 2.0. Dana is going to flush out a new project for a new version of the AARD Payments module. So let's create this as a copy. And while it's in progress, a banner shows up at the top. And if you navigate to the the board or the grid, you'll still see this banner appear. And once it is finally finished, you'll get a toast message saying that the copy has completed successfully. And we can now see the project here. And you can see the information has been copied. It's in the same pick list, and all of the dates are the same and everything. So now look, but you'll notice the starred did not get copied. So that's one of the things that you'll know, is that we don't keep the star for the new project. But let's go in and just take a quick look and poke around a few things to check and see that we got them. So you can see here, we get our tasks, we get the pick list information copied, no conversations, we get our baselines, we get our financials, and if we look at the actual transactions, there are none, which is what we would expect. We get our staff and assignments. You can see no actuals. And you get checklists, to-dos, and risks, and issues. And you notice no conversations, no starred. And you get your status reports. And your links are copied. No conversations. And you get your documents. And so this concludes the demonstration on how Dana can copy a project and begin with the new copy to do what she wants to do with that copy. Thank you for listening to this demonstration. This concludes the investment updates section. Thank you.